Hey, just a quick update regarding a disturbing trend that we are seeing here in our local real estate market. In the last 12 months or so, we've seen a huge uptick in real estate fraud regarding vacant land specifically. I have one client that in a 3-month period was subject to real estate fraud on 2 different occasions. In one instance, he was actually under contract, just about to close, and then just before closing, discovered by dumb luck that the seller that he'd been negotiating with to purchase this property didn't even have the valid deed, and they were dealing with a forged deed. And I have a whole slew of clients in the last 12 months who found out, through one way or another, that the title to their property had been stolen due to a forged deed. I suspect that this is because of technology and the way deeds are recorded digitally now today, and everything's done electronically, that it makes it easier for bad actors, in who knows where, overseas or out of town somewhere, to just go online and create these forged deeds and then record them and create a huge headache for our clients. So just want to give a quick summary of what to look out for, and really just to make our clients and contacts, friends, everybody just aware of this disturbing trend that's going on. So a couple things to be aware of if you have vacant land specifically. So one of the primary targets of this real estate fraud is vacant land. The other property that's susceptible to fraud is unencumbered property. So real estate that's owned here in Arizona, free and clear with no liens, no mortgages, that is an easy prey for these fraudsters. So vacant land and also property that's free and clear. Some red flags to look out for if you are involved in a real estate transaction, if you're a broker, realtor, buyer. Some red flags to look out for are if the seller is out of town. So none of these red flags in and of themselves is going to be indicative of fraud, but sometimes the totality of the circumstances, should make your antenna, go up. So number one, if we've got a seller that's out of town. Number two, a seller that will only communicate digitally, specifically if they only want to communicate via email. Number three, they want a quick close. Number four, they want to sell the property below market value. And then also if the seller insists on using their own remote notary from out of town, and also if the seller insists that the funds be wired to their out of town account. So those are some red flags. Again, none of those by themselves is anything necessarily fishy, but adding them all up might require some further scrutiny. Also, if the seller won't have any communication directly with the agents or with the buyer. These are some things that we can do to avoid real estate fraud. Some tactics, some tips that we can do to try to protect ourselves. This is for property owners. So if you own property here in Arizona, some things that you can do to better protect yourself. Number one, as I said, susceptible properties are properties that are owned free and clear, which is great to be debt-free, but now we're easy prey for these fraudsters. So one thing that we can do is encumber the property. You can take out a home equity line of credit against the property. Not that you necessarily draw against it, but you can just open up a line that would have a deed of trust, would show a line up to $1 million or whatever the amount is. You want to protect the equity. So you can open up a line of credit. Another way that we've helped our clients is we'll just prepare a promissory note and deed of trust from the property owner, from the client, to a friendly entity. So maybe it's the client's family trust or a LLC, to just show that the property is encumbered by this $1 million mortgage that's to this other entity that happens to be related to the owner. But that's a way to just encumber it, protect it. Another option, the way I put it, is tend your flocks. Tend your flocks. I have a father-in-law who owns vacant land out in the northwest, kind of remote part of the valley. Literally once a week, he goes out there to maintain the vacant lot, to trim the weeds and just take care of it, make sure that it's clean, you know, being a good neighbor. And you know, I'm just so impressed with his heart and how he cares. Just trying to do the right thing. He's just a good guy, just trying to do the right thing. And by the way, he's also blessed by that. He's protected because he is tending his flock. He's making sure nothing fishy is going on with it. Because one of my clients, they actually discovered that their property had been stolen out from under their nose because they just happened to drive by their vacant lot one day and they literally saw a for sale sign sticking in the dirt, and they had not listed it for sale. They had not planned to sell it, but you know, somebody had stolen the deed and now had listed it for sale to a third party. So just regular maintenance, if you've got vacant land, that'll be one way to help make sure that it's still yours and that nobody's trying to take it from you. Last thing I want to say, a couple things that the state is doing to try to mitigate against the real estate fraud. Number one, the legislature passed a new statute earlier called the County Recorder Alert System. So this is a service available to Arizona property owners now that allows owners to register with the county recorder in any of the counties in Arizona, so that if any activity happens to your deed, to the title to your property, you'll be notified immediately. So it's ARS 11-467. Google that, Maricopa County Recorders System, Alert System, ARS 11-467. You can get instructions how online you can easily just sign up for this service to help protect your property. Now, admittedly, this is not going to prevent the fraud. It'll just notify you if you've been defrauded, which is better than not knowing for months at a time. But then once you get notified, you will need to take legal action to now protect your title and unwind it. So what to do if you've been a victim of fraud? Immediately call an attorney, call a real estate attorney. Here at Provident Law, we've got an excellent team that regularly handle these type of cases and can help solve this problem and restore your title. So call a real estate attorney and then file a claim with your title insurance policy. Many times these type of frauds will not be a covered risk under an insurance policy, but you never know. So that is definitely something that needs to be looked into ASAP, is a title insurance claim. And again, our firm regularly helps resolve these issues through quiet title actions. We'll record a lis pendens on the property to prevent the fraudster from selling it to some third party or encumbering it with a mortgage, and then go to the court to have the court unwind the deal to restore clean title. All right, so that's it for now. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get notifications of other important real estate and legal updates. And thank you so much.